Next on our agenda, we have knowing and managing emotions. How is this
Yeah.
important to founders and how can they do this better?
Yeah. So it's a really big part of what I do, what I help people with. So if you've heard of cognitive behavioral therapy and cognitive behavioral coaching strategies, there's now we have a lot of understanding of the ways that our emotions both come from and then in turn influence our thinking and our actions. And there's a lot of power in that understanding of this kind of bi-directional loop between how you feel, how you think, and what you do, so that we can actually exploit the arrows that go both ways and kind of just understand by writing down, first just like naming what we feel at any point in time, and then asking ourselves like, okay, so what am I thinking? Like, what judgment or expectation or interpretation am I making such that I feel this way? Like, I am afraid. What am I afraid of? Like, that means that I perceive a threat somewhere. So, okay, so what is the threat that, okay, I think that I'm going to get yelled at, or I think I'm going to get really bad feedback, or I'm going to get rejected, well, why do I think that? And now suddenly it's actually like a claim that you can check, right? Like you can like the evidence and you can consider, you can reach a considered judgment about it, so that, hey, like that's not ignoring your emotion, right? Which I think a lot of us might try to do, just go away, fear, you're not useful to me right now. That doesn't work very well. It just comes back stronger. And it's also not just like being at the mercy of our emotion. We're like, well, I feel fear, I better retreat, right? Rather, it's like having a healthy dialogue with our emotions where we can kind of take them into consideration by putting in words like, what are they telling us? And then we can actually reach a considered judgment, like a rational considered judgment. And then that's the thing we want to act on, the considered judgment. And part of what that does over time is it actually shapes our emotions for future instances like this, partly because we give ourselves corrective evidence. Like if the threat wasn't as big as we felt it was, like, okay, so yeah, maybe I'll get turned down, maybe I'll get negative feedback, but like maybe I'll survive, and maybe something about it will actually be constructive and useful, and maybe I'll feel bad, but not for as long as I expected to. And like that real world feedback actually shapes how afraid we feel the next time around that we face a similar situation. So kind of having that kind of friendly, open managerial relationship with our own feelings gets us a really long way toward like a healthy, operating mode where we're able to really align ourselves and our own internal kind of being and get a lot done.